Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my August hits and misses. If you're wondering about this makeup, I kind of like it and don't like it at the same time. I did a testing new makeup products video and there's definitely some misses. So it will probably be up after this or before this. I'm not too sure when, but keep an eye out for it. But if you want to see my hits and misses for this month, then please keep on watching. So I have quite a bit of stuff that works for me and then about 3 things that didn't. So we'll start on a good note here. This Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette I've actually really enjoyed for traveling because it's kind of like those normal nudies, browns with just little pops of color. You can add some gold on the lid if you wanted to. It's just real easy to travel with because it's just normal shades. It's just little pops of color, the purples, the really dark browns, the purpley browns, and then you have the golds and the peachies. I think this is really easy to travel with because kind of has everything in this one little palette. I did bring it with me whenever I went to visit family in Houston, so that's kind of why I refound a love for it when I took this, because obviously when you take an eyeshadow palette you're kind of forced to use it whenever you want to use eyeshadow, so that's why I have a newfound love for this. And then another thing that worked for me that I think I mentioned last month, but it's been so good. This Not Your Mother's Way to Grow leave-in conditioner has made my hair go like a weed, and I believe it is this because this is really the only thing I'm using besides my daily multivitamins that has growing things for your hair. And my hair has gotten so long so fast. I don't know exactly how long it is, but I know it's gotten longer, and I'm going to give the credit to this. This is almost empty. It has a very, very small amount left, and I love this. I'll get out of the shower, I'll let my hair dry for a little bit, and then I'll go through and spray this and kind of flip my head back and forth just to let it air out a little bit more. But I love this stuff and I will use it every night that I shower, and I think that's why my hair's grown so much. Another thing I have right here, which is a foundation. This is going to go for all the girls out there who are oily. This is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Liquid Touch Foundation. Do they even sell this anymore? I don't even know if they sell this anymore. Maybe they don't, but I believe Maybelline also has another foundation similar to this. This is matte. This is completely matte. When I use this, I didn't even have to set my face. It was so matte. So if you have oily skin, this will definitely work for you. I hope they still have this, because if not, then I'm mentioning it for no reason. But I'm sure Maybelline has something similar, but it is completely matte, like a good matte. So I would definitely check this out. This is shade 10 Porcelain Ivory, which is way too light for me anyways. But it is a really nice foundation and it has a nice matte finish. It stays for a long time. I definitely think that you need to work in sections with this though, because it does dry fast. So I would just remember that if you get something like this or get this foundation. Another thing that worked out for me was these Bare Minerals. I think this is their liquid lipsticks. This is in the color Slay and it's a matte shade. These are not your typical matte liquid lipsticks from ColourPop or from Milani or ABH. That's the shade right there. And this one definitely has of a more whipped formula. When you apply it to your lips, it honestly feels very whipped. And it does dry down completely matte and it does last for a while, but it's not that matte where it's drying and your lips are cracking and your lips look gross. It's definitely more of a more comfortable matte because that formula is whipped. It's not like the ColourPop mattes, but it almost reminds me of the ColourPop satins and kind of that formula. So these are very comfortable, not drying, but they are long lasting. So something that kind of underwhelmed me, this is the Urban Decay Perversion Bigger, Blacker, and Badder Mascara. I got this in my Sephora Play box, and to be completely honest, this sucks compared to other drugstore mascaras. The brush is huge. And I don't know if it's a brush that I don't like, because I like the plastic brushes on the Maybelline Lash Sensational and the Wet n Wild one. But this just wasn't that good. I mean, it really didn't add very much length to my lashes. It didn't add very much volume. It just, I don't know. I've heard people talk about it, but I feel like it was one of those products that got hyped up and then I tried it and then it's why? It's not even that good. The Too Faced Better and Sex one's better than this, and the Benefit ones are better than this, but this one's just not good overall. I know they are releasing a new mascara, I think. I mean, I'm not going to be purchasing the mascara because I don't really like high-end mascaras, but I do know that, so maybe that's why. Something that is kind of a newfound, I found a new way to use it. This is the e.l.f. Cream Eyeliner, and this is just in the shade Black. It's in this little pot. I started using this with a pencil brush to apply it on my lower lash line, like in my waterline. And this actually lasts a really long time when applied there, because sometimes I've noticed my eyes get really watery. And if I apply like a pencil liner to my waterline, they can wear off really easily. So when I started applying this, I definitely noticed a longevity with this compared to a pencil. Probably because it's a cream, I don't know. Maybe if I layered like the pencil and then this on top of it, it would all last longer. But I know when I just use the cream, I can definitely get a longer finish out of it, which is nice. Plus, I think this may be like $2 or $3. I'm not even sure how much. Something else that just it worked for me, but I cannot get over the smell. And please let me know down below if yours is like this or you've ever seen any other videos over it where people have the same complaints. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I love this concealer so much. I love it, love it, love it. Every time I take the doe foot applicator out and apply it to my eyeballs, I immediately start crying. Not like literally crying, but my eyes get so watery because of the smell of this concealer. It has such a fragrant smell to it. I don't even know what the smell is, but every time I put it anywhere near my eyeballs, my eyes get immediately red and they start watering and itching. I'm just like, why? What is in this that is bothering my eyes so much? And I love the concealer, so it's very irritating. I remember I used it about 2 days in a row, and every single day that I used it, I had the same kind of reaction with my eyes. So I don't know if it's a fragrance in here. I don't know if it's like some ingredient. I don't know. I mean, now I'm reading the back of it. It says flammable until dry, so I really don't know what the hell is inside this thing. Do not use near fire, flame, or heat. Okay, so why would I put it in my eyeballs if it's flammable? That's kind of scary. But I do have it in the shade 01 Classic Ivory, but I just couldn't get over the fact that it made my eyes water that much. I was like, what is wrong? And then that flammable thing freaked me out, which I didn't even know it was on the bottle. I just read it. But if you ever had that experience, you know anybody else that had that experience or like a negative experience in general with this concealer, let me know down below because I would love to know like their thoughts or what happened. So something that's new and like a new favorite for me is the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oils. I love these. I had them earlier today and they're so thick and hydrating. This is the green tea and avocado one. They have a bunch of other like scents. I almost said flavors, but they have another like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different scents of these. I definitely want a more fruity one, but I got this one because all the other ones I wanted were sold out. But they have really good scents of these and I love this. It's just hydrating, it's thick, it's moisturizing, and I'm a person that gets really chapped lips real easily, like to where my skin can peel off my lips. I love applying this in the morning and just letting it wear throughout the day and letting it soak in. It just feels so nice when it absorbs. Your lips feel really nice and moisturized. So that's been a new favorite of mine because sometimes I feel like chapstick can dry out my lips. Like those little EOS bombs that were like the rave, I don't even know how many months ago. I feel like those do nothing for me, and sometimes I feel like chapsticks don't help. So if I go to a lip oil, I feel like it also helps. And then I have like this lip treatment I get from Bath and Body Works that also helps. So I just try different things here and there. Something else that I have also fallen in love with is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Makeup Stick Blush. And this is in the shade Peach Bums. I absolutely love this. I'll apply this with a duo fiber brush right under the apples of my cheeks. And I think it adds such a pretty peachy, golden, pinky glow to it. It blends out really nicely, and I definitely notice if you apply too much, it can look overpowering. So just apply a little blush. It definitely goes a long way, and I love it. It lasts for such a long time, especially since it's a cream, and if you go over it with like a face powder or something, it just looks really nice and natural and dewy and fresh. And then 2 e.l.f. things that I'm just kind of like, well, one, I don't know why, like I don't get it, and then the other one I'm kind of like underwhelmed, just like that mascara. This is the e.l.f. Illuminating Eye Cream, and this is a bunch of baloney. I feel like this does nothing for me. I can't even open it. I feel like it honestly does nothing, and I've used about half of it and just nothing. I feel like it does nothing. And to be completely honest, I feel like it's just kind of greasy on my under eyes. I don't feel like it really hydrates and moisturizes and maybe helps to find lines and the wrinkles and plumps up my eyes. I feel like it just adds like grease, and I don't like that. So I don't see the point of this, and I know e.l.f. is real affordable, and their skincare to me really isn't that affordable. I think this is like $10 or like $8 or something like that. So I don't think it's worth that price tag. I definitely don't feel like it did anything for me. But yeah, if you've had better experience with this, let me know down below. Maybe I have a bad one. but I just don't like it. I love the packaging though. I think this e.l.f. packaging that they have on all of their new skincare looks really nice with like the mint and it's frosted and it's just really pretty. So something else that has worked out for me, and I really hope y'all can still get this. This is the Shea Moisture Primer. I don't even know what kind of primer this is. I think this is like their hydrating one. It says this light oil-free formula wears with a fresh feeling while soothing and calming irritated skin for all-day perfection. Excellent for oily, sensitive, or acne-prone skin. No parabens. Dermatologist tested and no I don't even know how you say that word. But this is so moisturizing and it feels just great. Honestly, I love this primer. And I did get it on clearance because for some reason Ulta is like getting rid of Shea Moisture like makeup. Oh, I love the way this smells. It kind of has like a flower scent to it, but it feels so soft and creamy on the skin. It's such a nice like wake her up primer. I feel like it just kind of like plumps up your skin. But maybe check online. Maybe your Ulta still has them because my Ulta still has these. They're just having them for like $3 instead of the normal price. So I would definitely check and see maybe Amazon or something like that. But I absolutely love that primer. Very hydrating, very moisturizing. It almost feels like the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, but a little bit thicker. So last thing, I have 2 eyeshadow palettes left, and one's controversial and one people love. So the one that everybody loves seems to be this e.l.f. Match for Matte. And I did a full face of e.l.f. makeup, and I don't know when that'll be up. Probably way after this. I'm not too sure, but I feel like I'm just so over or underwhelmed. I don't know. I just wasn't that impressed with this palette. I may be the only person in the world that's not that impressed with this palette, but I'm just not. Like, I love how it's $10. I love how it's affordable. But to be completely honest with you, when I used like 4 or 5 of these shades, and they blended together, they looked like one shade. There wasn't definition between them. There really wasn't anything difference between the shades. They looked like one shade, and I don't know. I'm not that impressed. I don't feel very like motivated to use this. Even though it was $10 and it's affordable, you know, it is pretty. They are pigmented. I don't know. I wasn't that impressed by it. I don't know. Maybe I'm like the only person in the world that's just not a huge fan of this palette, but that's just kind of my thoughts on it. I'm just kind of like meh about it. You know, I'm glad I have it because I can reference to it and it is affordable, but I definitely don't think it's anything that you need to run out and purchase right now. And then, you know, I'll say a couple words about this little palette right here because, you know, I feel like I need to. I don't feel like I need to, but I want to. I did a like tutorial using this. It will probably be up after this, like the video or 2 after this, and I love it. I absolutely adore this palette. I think it was great. I have honestly very little to minimal fallout when I use this palette in the tutorial, and you'll see it. I show you when I dip my brush into the shades when I apply into my eye. And I honestly think the trick that I figured out with this palette is I take a brush and I literally just set it in there. I apply no pressure. I set it in there, and then when I apply the eyeshadow to my eye, I use no pressure. I literally let my wrist go back and forth. I apply no pressure. I just kind of let my hand just move and just let the eyeshadow blend on its own. That's the trick I figured out, and that eyeshadow look worked for me, and the eyeshadows I used worked for me, because in that tutorial I used Roxy, New Wave, All Star, Cube, and I feel like I used one more, but I just don't remember. Maybe I used Edge. I think I did use Edge or Fudge. I'm not too sure. But this palette worked for me, and I did get the P7 batch, which I think is the good batch that she did release. So before you go to Ulta, or if you're there, just make sure you check the batch number on the back of this, or, you know, wait till maybe she brings them back out with a new formula. I definitely agree that some were pressed differently than others, and this one does have talc, which the Modern Renaissance one does not. So I also think that plays into the formula a little bit of how this performs compared to the Modern Renaissance, because Renaissance doesn't have any talc at all, and every eyeshadow in here has talc. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I had an overall really good experience with this. So I have really nothing bad to say about it. You can definitely see more in that video when it is up though. So I hope you guys did enjoy my August hits and misses. I hope you had a great month of August. I know classes started back for college students in high school and junior high. I start on the 29th, which is Monday, but with this hurricane coming through right now, I don't even know if I'll start Monday. So it kind of just depends. But this video will be going up on, what day is it? It'll be going up on September 1st. So you'll be seeing this video like on September 1st, like right now, September 1st. So I hope you guys did have a good month of August and your classes are going good and you tried some good makeup products or good food, which, you know, good food is always important, right up there with makeup in my opinion. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe and I will see you guys later. Bye y'all.